everybody. I am here on the grounds of the WHOI Oceanographic Institution, and we're about to meet Kathy Patterson, who's going to teach us all about the wonderful things that you and your family can see at the Discovery Center. And I am going to have Kathy Patterson tell you a little bit more about what you can expect.
Well, thank you for coming today. I'm happy to share with people what they can do when they visit Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. So we like to welcome people to come in our lower level. We have a great, nice patio where if you're here a little bit early or you have your lunch, we welcome you to come and enjoy the outside. And then come on in and I'll show you around. So here we have a full-scale mock-up of the personnel sphere of Alvin. So I'll get inside and explain to you. So Alvin is our human-occupied vehicle, and these are actual panels from the sub that have been saved through the years when they've done overhauls and upgraded the sub. We were able to recreate this sphere so you can kind of get an impression what it's like inside the sub. The current sub actually is a little bit different. It has benches along the side and it's more ergonomically engineered, but this really gives you a great feel for the space inside of the sub. Here we have a full-scale diorama of a hydrothermal vent. So you may have heard about creatures living on Earth where there's no sunlight at the deep ocean, where hydrothermal vent fluid is coming out of the seafloor. These creatures live where there's no sunlight. They actually make their energy or their food source from the chemicals that are coming out of the earth.
You know what I find interesting? They look like crabs and oysters that you may find lying along the beach.
They do look like that, but one of the interesting things is you never want to take one of those mussels and eat it because inside of it is a lot of sulfur and they smell like rotten eggs. So definitely wouldn't be something that you would want to eat.
Oh my goodness. Kathy, can you tell us some more of the amazing things that you can find and discover in this institute?
Many people have heard that the Oceanographic does a lot of engineering and can develop new underwater vehicles. Here we have an example of an autonomous underwater robot that has tracked great white sharks.
Wow. It's very important.
So we have a video here where it has a transponder on a great white shark. This vehicle then gets put into the water and follows the transponder that's on the great white shark, and it's able to get a better understanding of the sharks in their natural environment. However, the sharks became interested in the vehicle, and they actually tried to figure out if it was a good food source, and these scratches that are on this vehicle are actually from the great white coming up from underneath and biting into the shark.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit about this. I know our children love whales and dolphins.
Yes, marine mammals. We've done research on marine mammals for many years at the Oceanographic. We were one of the original organizations that took recordings of marine mammals in the water. We have a huge archive and library of these sounds. So we were able to work with some of the researchers to put together this exhibit where you can learn fun facts about marine mammals. You can then listen to their sounds, and you can actually look how they copycat each other, like dolphins calling each other.
That's amazing. Wow, I'm sure you guys would love to see this.
Like to hear one?
I would love it. Wow, northern right whales. Now, are those right whales the whales that sometimes you find off the coast of the Cape and even Marshfield?
Yes, they're on the East Coast here.
It's amazing. I think there were some in Marshfield last year, and we saw them out to sea, but I certainly didn't hear them. That's amazing. Wow, you even have an exhibit about the Titanic?
We do. The exhibit is about the discovery that the institution did in 1985. It was led by Dr. Ballard and the team from the Oceanographic.
Wow.
After 1985, after we discovered the Titanic, we then went back in 1986 with Alvin and Jason Jr. And here in this exhibit, we have information that you can learn about the moment of discovery, what vehicles were used, what was the strategy behind the search for the wreck. You can also learn about information from the 1986 exploration when we went back. Again, you can have a trip to the debris field. You can learn about rivers of rust or how the wood was eaten by wood-boring worms.
Wow, I bet that you'd love to come here. Anyone who's a Titanic buff, this is the place to be.
We also talk about some of the science that came about after we learned more from seeing the Titanic at the seafloor.
Wow, this is amazing. So we're looking at the backside of Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution's boat, the Neil Armstrong. Kathy's going to tell us a little bit more about it. I can't wait to hear exactly what the story is. Where you can see some of the amazing ships that tell us the stories of the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. Could you tell us a little bit about what those ships do?
Yes, well, Woods Hole Oceanographic has two global going vessels. One is called the RV Neil Armstrong, and the other is called the Atlantis, which is the support vessel for the submarine Alvin that we may have heard of. So our dock here is, right now we have the Armstrong. It's one of the newest vessels with state-of-the-art instrumentation to explore the world ocean. And it's also ADA compatible, so actually the main deck, if you are in a wheelchair or something of that nature, it can accommodate you. So we can have all different people go out to sea and participate in the excursion.
That's wonderful. Do you ever offer tours to the public during non-COVID times, of course?
We do try to offer tours of our ships when possible. So an example of that is generally in a non-COVID season we would have what we call the Woods Hole Science Stroll, and we would try to wrap it around a vessel being in port and actually bringing people onto at least the fantail, giving them a little bit more insight into what the vessel does and what we can do on it.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. We so appreciate it. And hopefully you may see some of our families this summer. But we do want to warn you, as you know, this is COVID time, so you really need to check the website before you come, and we'll be attaching that. But I encourage you, if you're coming to the Cape for the summer, make a stop in Woods Hole, because you cannot miss the wonderful things that you can learn about the ocean. See you later.
you.